Shalom, shalom, Zion. Pray that all is well with you. And once again, welcome to the Awakening Remnant Coalition. I'm Dr. Yoshiyahu Daweed, and I'm the Mora here at the ARK. I had a little time. I said, let me speak to Zion about something that's been on my heart. Well, first of all, hope you had a marvelous and fantastic Shabbat. I know we did. And we are still in the counting of the Omer. And hallelujah for those of you who are following, liking the video, sharing the videos, and being encouraged. And your encouragement is encouraging us. And again, thank you for your support. Of course, we are full time. Shalom, I see you coming in the room. I see you coming in the room. Uh, yeah, we're full time in this ministry, so we appreciate everything that you do and all that you do to help us continue to help wake up Jacob. I came in the live just now for a reason. I want to say something, and you saw it in the thumbnail, where I'm talking. I'm dealing with this idea of the fall of an empire. The empire that has been in place now for over 2,000 something years, it's the same people. Ever since, of course, 70, well, before 70 AD, but of course, ever since we were ran off the land, which obviously fulfilled prophecy. And of course, since we've been scattered to the four corners of the earth, we have been under, not over, we have not been the leaders, we've not been the head of states and the head of nations and the heads of countries, but we have been, according to the Bible, we've been on the bottom, we've been the tail. And the empires of the world, the power of the world has increased more and more, and as a result, have become more and more wicked. Those of you who have been following the sermons and the Bible studies lately, you will see that over and over again, what we have been showing is that this empire not only has a rise, but it has a fall, and we are at this time witnessing the fall. But I want you to know something, that it's not accidental. That's what I want to talk about. Just a quick message of encouragement. Really, this is a meditation. It's not accidental. And excuse the wind noise. You can tell I'm outside once again. Don't have a filter on my phone. It was calm just a second ago. Okay, but anyway, what was I saying? Oh, okay. So we have this evil empire that we are watching. Literally, we are watching the collapse of the empire, not the rise of an empire. And it's not accidental. It's by design. What we see happening now is being orchestrated. I want y'all to really understand that it's not happening by accident, but that there is a power, which is our king, who is behind the powers, which are the wicked powers of the world, destroying them on our behalf. He is putting it in their hearts to slay one another. He is putting it in their hearts to poison one another's water and to destroy each other's land and field and crops and seas, and wars and rumors of wars and stress and heart attacks and drugs and over-the-counter drugs and all kind of corruption in the food, all kind of corruption In music, corruption, entertainment, corruption, evil. It's just and this evil eventually gets so out of control, or is getting to the point where it's so out of control that it is imploding. When I say implode, I mean it's blowing, it's falling in on itself, and it's not accidental. It's not accidental. Our king is destroying this wicked empire from the 10 toes of the foot of the statue and in the image that Nebuchadnezzar saw in Daniel. I'm not going to get into the details of that, but that clay mixed with iron is falling apart right now. And that's why we see all of the wars and rumors of war. We see all of the turmoil that's going on, and we see even in the so-called most powerful heathen nations on earth, there is so much unrest. It is unprecedented because the stone that's hewn out of the mountain without hand will crush the 10 toes, and the beast will fall and crash and crumble. So there is the fall of an empire, and then there's the rising of his kingdom. All right, now, if y'all in the room and you understand the more up to this point, would you be so kind as to place a 12 in here for the 12 tribes of Israel? And after you place that 12 in here, I want to show you something. Let me look at the chat, see if Shalom, 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 shalom. Look at them 12s rolling. And Todah. All right, so the reason for this, the main reason behind this meditation is, have you ever wondered, oh, I shouldn't say have you ever wondered, but I guess, have you wondered why? When you begin to wake up to truth, you begin to see the Bible with new eyes, you begin to make a commitment to the Torah, and for the first time in your life, you're trying to keep the laws and the statutes and the commandments based on the 10 commandments, and your eyes are opening to the fact that the world system that we're living in is crashing in every area. It's unrest, economic unrest, civil unrest, political unrest, wars and rumors of war. And in the midst of all of this, you are actually trying to do that which is right. You're actually putting forth an effort to do that which is righteous. And I'm not even talking right now on like a huge global scene. I'm saying right now, you woke up to truth and said, I gotta be a better person. You woke up to truth and realized when you saw all the things that happened around you, you said, I need to turn to Torah. If I'm not talking about now my mama, my daddy, my sister, brother, husband, wife, children, best friend, or enemies, you say, I personally need to turn to Torah. And I need to start being a better person, walking better, talking better, loving my brother and my neighbor as myself. And when you do that, trying to become the best you, I want you to hear the more right now. When you're trying to become the best you, doesn't it kind of trip you out when it seems like the best you invites more evil? Don't do it more. That's the truth. That's the truth. And you don't understand it. You're like, I don't understand it. What's happening now? Then you find trouble on the right hand, trouble on the left hand. Then you try to go somewhere, trouble over in the field and trouble at home. You're like, okay. I'm trying to do better, you know. Then all of a sudden, sometimes sickness rack your body with pain. You're like, wait a minute. You changed your diet and you're walking according to Torah, and it seems as though instead of your life just automatically becoming what you would think it would be, an easier walk, you would think that your walk would become more of a bed of ease. You find that there are more thorns in the nest, thickets in the nest. You find that there's more traps and obstacles, and you find out that there's hurdles you got to jump and rivers you got to cross, and you're like, what is happening? And most of the time when we do that, that is the time that Satan decides to go to work here and in here on you. Please hear me, Zion, on this meditation. And when he starts to go to work here and here, this is what he's going to say. You started keeping Torah when you heard that pig meat eating preacher tell you that the law was done away with, and now you're going back to the law. That's why you suffer. You heard that pig meat eating preacher say that you can eat anything you want, shrimps and rats and cockroaches, all you want. And now you don't eat that, now you sick. Look at you. When you was worshiping white Jesus, you did this. Now that you following that so-called Hebrew Israelite, Yehoshua, and that's the devil. That's the devil talking to you. And so I want to put this video out to show you something and give you some encouragement. Now, if you all want to see the encouragement, because I sure do. Oh my goodness, please show me the encouragement. Go to Philippians chapter 1 tonight. Put in the chat. I'm really just going to look at mainly one verse. Philippians chapter 1. And just for tonight, I want you to look at verse 12. Come on, put it in the chat. Philippians chapter 1, verse 12. When y'all see this, hopefully it's going to give you encouragement. Listen. He says, but I would you should understand, brethren, that the things which happened unto me have fallen out rather unto the furtherance of the gospel. Come on, Paul. This is my cousin. My cousin wrote this to me and to y'all. My cousin said that I know what y'all thinking. My cousin's name was Shaul. He was named after our first king, King Saul, earthly king. My cousin said, hold on. My cousin said, I know what y'all thinking. I know what y'all thinking. He running around here talking about the fourth tribe and the resurrection of Hamashiach, and he around here talking about the return of the king, and he's around here talking about that we need to wake up to the truth of who we are and whose we are. We need to get out of these Gentile circles and serve the true and living Elohim. We need to keep the Shabbat. We need to follow the law, statutes, and the commandments. And look at that Negro in prison. Look at him. He used to have a nice house. Now he homeless. He used to drive a funky chariot. Man, he had 44s lined with gold. And now look at him, shackled. Fettered in prison. Talking about he following Hamashiach. Look at him. He used to be one of the most powerful men in the city. He used to be one of the most powerful men in the country. Now he writing from prison bars, from behind prison walls. Look at him. He had a great reputation when he was under Gamaliel, when he was sitting on the council of the Pharisees and scribes. Now look at him. Look at this Negro now that he started following Hamashiach. And Paul said, I realize for some of y'all that can become discouraging. He said, but I think I better tell you the way I look at it. Okay, Paul, tell us, because we need to hear it. He said, well, everything that's happened to me, I know it's windy, y'all. It wasn't like this when I started. Get through the wind noise. Hear the moray. This is what he said. I know how y'all looking at this. But I need you to stop looking at it like that. No. Yeah, I need you to start looking at it more like I'm being used as sort of like a cue ball in the game of pool. No. Yeah. Yeah. I get hit every turn. I gotta go. Don't do that more. Oh yeah. I get hit every time. Every time they pick up the cue stick, they chalking up that cue stick for one reason, to hit me. Every other ball get knocked around every now and then. I get hit every time they chalk up. And this is what he's saying though. But instead of feeling sorry for me getting hit every time they chalk up the cue, I understand the way this game is played. By hitting me, by striking me every turn, what it's doing is rolling me. And I hit another ball, and that ball then rolls into the pocket. And that's one more point for the team. Then hit me again, I roll, and then hopefully knock this ball, and that's another point for the team. And then last but not least, if you keep on going and everything work according to the plan, it'll just be me and that 8 ball. I gotta get out of here. Woo! It'll just be one more left. The furthering, that's what he's talking about. What's happening to me is furthering the message. So, brethren, don't trip out. Don't get all down and depressed when it seems like you the one getting hit every round. You furthering the message. You're furthering the news, the good news. As a matter of fact, everything that is befalling us as we wake up to the truth in these last days, instead of us looking at it as just the attack of an enemy, why don't we change that and say, Yah is allowing the enemy to do this so he can further the message of the gospel. Okay, is that what he said? If y'all heard the Moreh loud and clear, you know I can't be here all night. If you heard me loud and clear, would you put a 900,000? You know I'm almost out of here. Put a 900,000. Then we ain't gonna be long. I said it's a meditation. We're meditating. That means it's food for thought. Let's get back in that Philippians one more time. I'll show you something. I'm gonna read for you. But I would that you should understand, brother, that the things which happened to me have fallen out rather to the furtherance of the gospel. For some reason, me being in prison I don't understand that, but it's making more people read my letters. Oh my. Paul, come on. Moreh, I can hear Paul telling me tonight, Moreh, ain't you reading my letter right now? Yes, I am, cuz. Okay then. So that my bonds in Hamashiach are manifest in all the palace. That's how he looked at it. He said, I'm in Rome. I'm in Philippi. I can tell everybody in the palace. It was an opportunity for him. He kept seeing what he went through as opportunities. Watch this. And in all other places. And many of the brethren in Yahuwah waxing confident in my bond. They watching me and other brothers getting stronger. Wow. That's actually in the Bible. And are much more bold to speak the word without fear. Did you see that? He said, I'm watching other people become more and more bold. And I gotta agree with my cousin, because when I first woke up to truth, there was only a few brothers out there. And I had the opportunity to link up with one or two. But for the most part, man, we was out here struggling. But because we allowed ourselves to be used by Yah and have to suffer all manner of things in our lives, as we look back on it, we say, you know what? I'm not saying it was good or felt good or none of that, but I will say this. I do realize something. The message is still going forward. Now let's watch. So we got some speaking without fear. Now some indeed preach a Mashiach out of envy. Yep. Some folks say, he think he know everything. Let me study the Bible. I bet you I could preach what he preached. Okay, then study it. Come on, let's preach. Some of them out of strife. What does it say? It's in the Bible. Man, some folk, only reason why they still watching the Moreh is because I challenged them to study the word. They got mad. They ain't watching because they love. They watching because they want to find the mistake. But in the meantime, guess what it's making them do? Study Torah. study the laws and the statutes and the commandments to see the king. And this is what he said. He said, the one, oh, and some also of goodwill, so not all of them bad. Verse 16. The one preach Hamashiach of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds. Or he called himself gonna try to make my pain worse. But the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel. That means the preaching of the Torah. What then? Notwithstanding either way, whether in pretense or in truth, Hamashiach is preached, and therein, and I therein rejoice. Yeah! And I will rejoice. I gotta go. He's like, come on, man. Y'all don't understand. This thing is so much bigger than me, so much bigger than you. We're talking about the return of our king, the collapse of an empire, and the rise of the righteous kingdom of Yah. And we worried about who can out-preach who, and who can out-teach who, and who can out-talk who, and why you listening to him, and you listen to me, and so you trying to out-preach. And Paul looked back at that whole scenario and said, okay, whatever. At least the message, yes, is going out. Y'all should read the rest of that. That's my meditation for tonight. That is my meditation for tonight. Read the rest of that chapter. He's going to basically tell them, he said, look, I'm at a point now where even when it comes to dying, like I've been thinking about that. Should I die or should I stay here? Paul's on such another level. He's like, I'm the only reason why I'm going to stay around here is because it might help y'all be able to see it a little more clear. So when you start wondering why you and all that, and before you try to have this whole self-pity thing, how about you do this? How about you look at it from the angle that whatever is happening, the end result that's falling out of it is that the message of the kingdom is being furthered. And when we get home, when we finally get home to the kingdom and Yahweh show us the picture, some of us are going to be ashamed of ourselves that we were complaining and moaning and groaning when we see the big picture that he was using us to not only save our own soul, you know what I mean by that, work out your own soul salvation with fear and trembling. But when we look back and see that he was using all of our misfortune and all of our pain and our suffering and all that, that he was actually using that to save other people, and the other people that get saved are actually standing in the kingdom, and you look back on how you was complaining, you will be shamed. You're going to apologize. You're going to say, man, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't know that what I was going through helped you see the kingdom. I'll go through it all over again if it means that you wouldn't have to go to hell. So here we are. What's happening? The fall of an empire. We watched it all around. But understand something, Zion. You are part of the rise of the kingdom. And be encouraged that we all have our part to play. Hallelujah. If you got a little something out of this, if you saw something and you were encouraged, put a 1 million in the chat. Let the whole world know. Oh, you know what? I'm going to start looking at things from another angle. Support the work of the ARK. Send a donation to the station. Y'all know how we do it. Allow this ministry to stay full time and stay effective in these last days. One love. Just believe It's part of the plan. Ooh, and it's a good plan. You'll see it. You'll see it. It won't be long. But just know it's all part of the plan. Shalom.